Relationship advice. Update: my wife is going to sleep with other men. Original post. Title says it all. My wife, Beth, and I are 50. 3 kids, the last just graduated and started new job in May. Been married 27 years. 2 kids are married and the daughter is 5 months pregnant with our first grandchild. This past Friday, family celebrated Beth's 50th. She was stay-at-home mom until about 13 years ago. She started a career and has done great. We are almost equal in pay. We are not rich, still have a mortgage, but life is comfortable. Saturday I was finishing my breakfast, she sits down across from me and says, "I need to tell you something." She pauses. I am like, "Okay, what is it?" Take a deep breath and says, "I'm going to start sleeping with other men." I just stare waiting for a smile to crack. None. I ask her to repeat it. She does, still no smile. Now I am, what the hell does that mean? She goes on to explain that for the last 10 years, she has had the pact with herself, the kids will be gone, job is good, our life is good, she wants to do this for herself. Again, what? We were married in our early 20s, only partners, she feels she missed out. Now that she is 50, she wants this new life. She wants the marriage opened up. I asked if I had any say. Nope. She hoped I would look elsewhere too, and she wants to stay married. Now I am going ape. I am yelling, crying, sobbing, all the emotions of betrayal. I asked if I did anything to cause this. No, all her. I left the house to drive nowhere. I called her best friend from childhood, Claire. She confirmed they had talked about this, off and on over the years. They have a group of friends, they do their girls' night out, etc. 2 are single, 4 married. The 2 singles delight the group with their exploits. Claire says they all have a yearning, but Beth is the only one following through. I should point out that I will be talking to Claire's husband, we are good friends. So, I have no one to talk to about this. Parents on both sides are alive in their late 70s. I called my brother 1,000 miles away. He was blown away, no advice. I did call a lawyer on Monday. We'll meet next week. In the meantime, he advised not to move out, change locks, or change living arrangements, as that could come back to bite me. He said take lots of notes, and above all, no physical confrontation. That would not be a problem. Sunday, I went in for round 2. I asked if she was going to date these guys. No, just intercourse. How were they to meet? A girlfriend was to set her up on sites. I was worried about her safety. Girlfriends would be close by on initial meetup. They would also know where and when the hookup would take place. I know there are some weird posts on Reddit. I need to Google half the things people write with all the acronyms, initials, and just plain different lifestyles. Has anyone got advice or heard of something like this? I took Monday off from work to collect my thoughts, but that didn't work. She is just going about her life unfazed by this. Now for the top advice before reading the updates. This is not how ethical non-monogamy works. This is not opening up the marriage. This is one party forcing their desires to the table without discussion. Assuming you're not trolling, not over the top enough. If so, this is reason to leave. He already contacted a lawyer from what I understood. I wonder if he told her this. I kinda think he didn't. Maybe I'm wrong, but his wife seems to assume he will just lie down and take this. Makes me curious what'll happen as soon as she finds out he initiated a divorce. This is no way anyone should treat their spouse/partner. See the lawyer. Draw up divorce papers and put them on the table. Do not tolerate this. If she needs to sleep with other men, then she needs to be single. It will break your heart and destroy you, to know she is going out to sleep with some other man while you sit at home alone. She needs new friends too. Yes, her friend group is gross. Just move forward with the divorce. This is so incredibly crappy. If there's one nice side to this, it's that old lying women aren't exactly a hot commodity, so she's about to have her ego beaten up. This lady thinks she'll get on Tinder and start screwing 25-year-olds. And her old lady single friends' actual exploits? Ha ha ha, I call BS on that. They're 99.9% definitely sad bitter women trying to get their happy friends to be sad and bitter too. Misery loves company. There's almost no way she won't regret this. Update. Not an update but need advice on how to tell my adult children. My thought was to have them over to our house this weekend. We live close and get together frequently. I was going to tell them, your mother has something to tell you. After then when they look at me, I say, I am not for this, we will divorce. Then I thought might be better one-on-one. I don't know what's the best way to break this news. I am worried about our pregnant daughter. Pregnancy has been good so far, no health problems. I think she might go off on her mom. They fought during her teenage years. Should the spouses be there? I would think so. I am sorry my head is not on right. I did ask her not to bring these strangers to our house, for my safety and security of possessions. As meager as they are still ours. As far as I know, she has not set up anything up on the apps yet. And now for the full update. Sorry I posted this update in the wrong sub. Here we go. My wife and I calmed down on Sunday to discuss this mess. I had been avoiding her all week until I could get my head around it. We took a drive in the car, something we like to do, for like 3 hours. My wife started out apologizing for how she presented this to me. She had been rehearsing on what to say. When it came time to inform me, it just spilled out of her mouth all wrong. She wanted to bring up that now that the kids are grown and on their own, she would like us to make changes in our lives. She went on about not having other actual partners, etc. What she wanted to propose was that we have an open relationship, where we both would seek out others. I told her that I would not and could not do this. I reminded her of the vows before God, family and friends we took on fidelity. I told her how she had violated the trust that I had for her. Look, I understand what she is feeling. I know she wants new experiences. I told her our plan, as we had discussed many times in the past. Once the kids were out, that we would travel a bit. Maybe take up new hobbies, maybe some education classes, etc. We never had a discussion about this. I told her because of the breach of trust, and her steadfastly stating she is going to do this, I was seeing a lawyer Tuesday to start divorce proceedings. At this point, even if she said she would not go through with this, I do not think I could not think she could be cheating at some point. That is where the trust comes in. I think divorce is proper, she can do her thing and no guilt can be associated. I think equal division of assets. I expect to make no support payments. Did not know if it was a thing in our state. It's not. We will have to sell the house and each downsize. We actually had a good talk. Papers are being drawn. We hope to get through this by fall. I did talk to each kid individually, explained we are going our separate ways. Did not mention the lifestyle change. They can talk to their mom themselves. I will always love my wife. I will take the high road. I know many of you wanted scorched earth, but I cannot do that. It's not me. I do want to address a couple comments someone posted on the update on the other sub. They thought I was trying to manipulate her into staying by using the marriage vows. I got to say that my religious upbringing has set my morals that I live by. This works for me. There are some that say it's the 21st century, no one lives that way anymore. There are many things I see others do and say that I do not agree with, but I do not try to impose my morals on them, and conversely, you should not denigrate what I believe. Remember, my wife and I believed the same for close to 30 years, only recently has she made a change. I never held her down, she was always free to choose. I believe in God and believe in my vows before Him. Sorry, enough soapbox. Last. I want to thank all of your kind replies. I was overwhelmed. I only wish I could have replied to each and every one. Thank you for letting me talk this out. Now for some top comments. Sorry man. This sucks, but I'm glad you stuck to your guns. Your responses to what people had said from wherever you posted your update were good, and yes, people do still live like that, those people are the minority. My wife and I are going into our second year of empty nesters, once the kids go back to school, and as much as we love them being home, we really enjoy our freedom to do what we want. We have reconnected as a couple and are happy. I think your wife is really getting caught up with her friends who seem to be a bad influence. I think she will regret her choice at some point, but only time will tell. Good luck, man. It seems like she has been influenced by some toxic thinking. Update us when she realizes she's made a terrible choice. Won't be until she starts messing around with other people. Going to be too little too late at that point. This is so sad. I truly believe your wife will deeply regret her choice. On the bright side, it's excellent she was honest and told you of her intentions first, rather than do it behind your back then you find out. But really, I think she is going to find the actual exploration unsatisfying and be very sad she gave up so much for it. I am so impressed by how calmly and rationally you are handling things. Good luck to you both. If I could upvote this 1,000 times, I would. The reality is gonna hit her hard, and she is gonna regret it and come back begging to be with him. I hope OP doesn't take her back if she does come back. It's basically her getting her fill, then him being a sucker/doormat and taking her back. I tried that reasoning with her, but could not change her mind. Your wife got duped by her single friends overselling how great their single lives were. I hope you have an update where your wife realizes the grass is not greener on the other side. While I don't hope misery beats this woman over the head, I agree she got caught up in the fantasy her single friends sold her. I doubt they crowed about the lonely nights, the difficulties of finding real, lasting love at that age, if they were looking for it, having to compete with women 10, 20, or more years younger than them, the fickle nature of dating these days, and the fears of dying alone or having no one to be there with you in all the little moments. It's like the Vegas Strip, fun to visit for 4 days once a year, but no one wants to live there. Now for the next story. My 25 male girlfriend, 29, suggested about having a FFM three-way. I was skeptical at first and politely turned it down, but gave in when she kept on talking about how awesome it would be. Now she is giving me a hard time because I accepted the idea, and didn't deny strongly. Am I being manipulated? Hello all. A few days ago my 25 male girlfriend, 29, suggested that we should have a three-way with another girl. Knowing her, I disagreed at first. She kept on insisting and I gave in to the idea. I cherished the idea and we started talking about how we are going to get this done. A few hours later, she blocked me on messaging and was not responding to my calls. Then when I finally reached her, she was crying. She seemed broken. She told me that I didn't deny her strong enough. She told me that had I ever insisted on having a three-way with another guy, she would have denied it. She was mad and we broke up because I didn't deny her strongly. Basically, I feel as if she set up a trap and is now giving me a hard time for it. I feel that I am being manipulated. Dear Reddit, please help me out. Thanks. Now for the top advice before reading the conclusion. Honey, please do this with me, I really want to. Why can't you read my mind? I was obviously lying and testing you, but I'm too insecure to actually talk about my feelings in a healthy manner and I blame you for not knowing. What a basket case. Get out while you can. That was good. Hit the nail on the head. Am I being manipulated? Yup. The actual word choice is, lied to. It's almost like she's trying to, I dunno, make you two separate by your doing. You are being manipulated. She can't communicate like an adult at 29, she's never going to be able to. Run. I cannot stress this strongly enough. Run. She did seem emotionally wrecked though. Emphasis on the seem. Thanks fellow Redditor. Update, 2 weeks after the post. First off, thanks a lot for this overwhelming response. The comments and messages helped through this turbulent time. Thanks a lot. We had a lot of talks, but the chances of something like this happening again felt high. So, I decided to break off this relationship, as the whole ordeal took a mental toll on both of us. No clue about her intentions though, but I am at a much better place. Thank you Reddit. Now for the last story. I had an affair and recently confessed. Husband is blaming and isolating himself. How to help him move forward. 42-year-old woman here, have been married to my husband for 22 years. I'm not proud of what I did. I am so disgusted how I've hurt my husband and my family. We've had a lot of problems in our marriage over the last few years due to stress, which caused lack of intimacy, growing distant, raising children, and communication problems. I got us into marriage counseling before my affair, but he did not want to continue, thinking there was nothing wrong with our marriage. I was attending individual counseling while in my affair. My counselor knew about this, and told me we can't move forward until I confess. The other man was also a part of a dead bedroom. I met him during a yoga class. Talking in class led to texting, which led to a full-on affair. I was completely obsessed with him. I often thought about him all day. I was upset on days I couldn't see him or hold me in his arms. Not exactly healthy thoughts for a married mother of 3. It eventually got so bad that I would use my lunches at work just to go meet him. He was doing everything my husband did not do. Told me he loved me, called me beautiful, romanced the hell out of me. All the high school puppy love nonsense. This went on for 6 months, his wife found out and he dumped me. I was angry and called him a cheat and a piece of crap. Oh, the irony coming from a cheating W herself. I was completely deserved to be thrown away like garbage. I waited 2 months post-affair to confess. I confessed everything to my husband, and gave him a detailed timeline. I explained how sorry I was, and will respect whatever decision he wants. He just wept and said, "How could I? How could I hurt the man I love and the children he has given me? Because I am a broken person." He constantly asks questions about the affair, and I answer everything fully and don't leave out any details. I admitted I do love him, but our marriage has many underlying problems, and the affair was my fault. He has chosen to want to reconcile with me. I am so thankful for another chance to be his wife. I do love him, but our bedroom was dead and the intimacy was lacking. We have learned that he has depression, which makes the fact that I had an affair even worse. I have told our teenage kids so they could help their father with this. They're very upset with me, as they should be. We are in therapy together and it has been going okay. The problem is, he constantly blames himself and says he should have been a better husband. We had bad communication and stress from our careers, which led to lack of intimacy. Although I am worried, he constantly blames himself and has been isolating himself from everything. The affair I had has destroyed his self-confidence and ego, and it pains me to see him like this. I am worried at the lack of anger towards me. Please rip into me and give me hell, but I am mostly looking at what I could do to help my betrayed spouse as much as I can, to make divorce or reconciliation easier for him. Easier for my kids. Help him stop blaming himself. Now for the top advice. The affair I had has destroyed his self-confidence and ego, and it pains me to see him like this. Yes, cheating is the most cruel and cowardly excruciating agony you can intentionally choose to inflict on the person who trusts you the most. Which you did, intentionally, choose to do. I am worried at the lack of anger towards me. Get over yourself. Don't go telling him how to feel. Put some selfless giving into understanding how he actually personally feels, and see what you can do to make up what all you cheated him out of. Namely, the problem is he constantly blames himself, and says he should have been a better husband. We had bad communication and stress from our careers, which led to lack of intimacy. The thing is that, you both contributed to the marriage, and sure, there are going to be areas he could improve on. If you give him concrete things to address, and make it clear you, the cheater, are working on real visible even before changes, then you two are both working on your marriage. Even as my capacity to ever forgive my husband for serial infidelity our whole marriage, and lying over a year about just how much with how many was waning, he and I were connecting better the way we could have when we first married, if he didn't immediately entitle himself to a secret online ex-life. So, it's certainly possible to learn to be a better wife and support him in learning to be a better husband. Give to him. Give and give and give, to fill the massive crater you created in your marriage. Your focus right now is on redeeming yourself by understanding your selfishness and demonstrating to your husband, and your kids, props for being honest with them, over and over, even when it is hard, and especially when it is hard, that you are working to improve your character faults. I think now I should focus more on my infidelity and processing how deep of a betrayal it actually is. I think I couldn't have said your response better myself. Your advice is something I needed to hear. We are in marriage and I'm in individual counseling. The marriage counselor constantly kicks my butt, and I think that's something I definitely need. We are both called out on issues though. So, basically you went running back after you got dumped, and yet wanted to make it seem like you have a shred of accountability. If he had not ended the affair, it would still be going on. There's no other way to put it. I was getting laid by a man who found me attractive and told me he loved me. I was, and I'm still selfish. Am I proud for saying that? No. But there's no reason not to be honest at this point. The point is helping my husband. Help heal our relationship since he wants reconciliation. It will be a long emotional road that I will prepare for. I can't imagine how hard it is on him. Our bedroom was a slow death. It was to the point where we would have intimacy once every 2 months, initiated by me. I would go down on him and he would most of the time refuse to do me. I resented him. All he would say is, "We're older now and people our age don't have intimacy as much." I wanted to fix as much as I can, but I realize our relationship won't be the same as before. I don't want it to be the same as before. You have destroyed your husband, and you would still be in the affair if the other man hadn't dumped you. You've come clean, but the damage is done. And frankly, I wonder what your motivation in coming clean was. Was it to get back at your affair partner? Was it to punish your husband? Punish yourself? Alleviate your guilt? What I would do is honestly leave him as kindly and compassionately as possible. Because you don't deserve him and he deserves better than you. When he finds someone better than you, he will realize all the self-doubt, really is misdirected loathing that should be aimed at you. I know, because I was just like your husband. And this is just BS misdirection and not an answer, And I suspect your husband knows it. How could I hurt the man I love and the children he has given me? Because I am a broken person. The real answer is, you wanted to have intimacy with the other man, more than you wanted to protect your marriage and respect your husband. That's the real answer. And that's it for this video, guys. If you have thoughts to share, leave a comment below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you like this content. I'll catch you in the next one. Good day, everyone.